It is Terrific Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed your 3-day weekend. I know I definitely did. Today's objective, as I mentioned on Friday, we are completely done with curriculum for the year. However, we still have a few days of school left, so we're going to take this time to dive into a couple of extra writing projects to really grow our brains and make sure that we're finishing our year strong. So today, objective, we learn all about it. I can write a letter to a founding father. So for today, you should have several pages in your packet. Now, I'm going to walk you through this process quick and easy like I've done with previous writing projects. No sweat, no stress, okay? Here we go, let's get started. So the first thing you'll see is this page. Select one founding father, write a letter, use the idea web that I've included, and make sure you include an accomplishment and a fact and a question in your letter. My letter is going to be very, very basic. I'm only going to include those things. You can include as many things as you want. If you want to ask one of these founding fathers 500 questions, absolutely, but you might need some extra paper. So, first things first, I'm going to pick the founding father I want to write to. My choices are George Washington or Thomas Jefferson. I want to write to Thomas Jefferson. So I'm going to circle Thomas Jefferson. Now, I need to find, there's two idea webs. I need to find the one that has Thomas Jefferson's picture. Let me do that real quick. Aha, here it is. So, here is my idea web, and I know it's Thomas Jefferson because it says Thomas Jefferson and the picture matches. So, Thomas Jefferson, he lived at Monticello, and down here I can see that that's a fact. He was the 3rd president of the United States, and I can see down here that that's a fact. He wrote the Declaration of Independence. That's an accomplishment. That's something he did in his life. And he invented a copy machine. Again, that's an accomplishment. That's something he did in his life. For both of these idea webs, regardless of if you're writing to Thomas Jefferson or George Washington, the facts are going to be on this side. The accomplishments are going to be on this side. I'm going to say that one more time so I know you hear my message. The facts are on this side. The accomplishments are on this side. So you're going to pick one from each side at least. If you want to include all these facts and accomplishments, you absolutely can. But this is just to help you understand how you're going to write this letter. So I am going to pick for my fact, 3rd President of the United States. So I'm going to put a star for that as my fact. I also feel like a lot of people talk about how he wrote the Declaration of Independence, but no one talks about his inventions. So I'm going to put a star that he invented the copy machine. So my fact, he was the 3rd president of the United States and he invented a copy machine. Now, the last thing I need to do is I need to think of at least one question that I would ask this founding father. I need to think of at least one question that I would ask this founding father. In the Declaration of Independence, he said, "We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed with certain inalienable rights." But then after he wrote the Declaration, in the Constitution, certain groups of people got excluded. So I'm going to ask Thomas Jefferson if he wishes that he could have freed the slaves, because in the Declaration, he talks very passionately about life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, and yet our country that we built didn't have those for everybody. So my question to Thomas Jefferson is, and I'm going to write it here, do you wish you could have, that's a sight word, freed all the slaves. And there it is. I have a star next to my fact, I have a star next to my accomplishment, and I have my question to Thomas Jefferson. Now that I've planned, I'm ready to write my letter. So, my paper here is going to look slightly different from the paper you have at home, but the idea is the same. I'm going to keep this right down here. You won't be able to see it, but I'll be able to see it, so I can double check my work and my writing. Actually, you know what? I just noticed. I can hang this right here so everyone can see it. And I don't have to keep turning around. So I can see my plan. I'm ready to write. Okay. Every single letter starts with dear, and you put the name of the person you're writing to. Dear, Now, of course, you're probably thinking, how do I spell these names? They're on your graphic organizer, right in the middle, nice and big. So, Dear Thomas Jefferson. Here we go. Dear Thomas, capital T-H-O-M-A-S. Got to make sure I have my finger space. J-E-F-F-E-R-S-O-N. This is his first and last name, so these both need to be capitalized. And I have a comma, which is a quick pause. So now I can continue to write my letter. I learned all about how you invented many things, how you invented a copy machine, as well, I'm going to make this a little longer, getting ready for second grade, as well as many other things. I think he'll like hearing about his inventions. Period. So, I have my first sentence. Second, he was the third president of the United States. So now, that's the fact I picked, so now I can write. I also learned about your time as the third president of the United States. Or I also learned you were the third president. I don't think I have enough space for president, so I'm going to go down to my next line. Of the United States. And again, this is the name of a country, so I know those letters are capital. Now, I'm going to go to my question. I want to know, or I would like to ask, or a question I have. Or even just, my question is. Let's go with my question is. I'm going to kneel down a little bit. My question is, do you wish, double checking it up there, you could have freed all the slaves? And because it's a question, it gets a question mark. Now, there's a standard ending for all letters, and that is the word sincerely, comma, and then you write your name. So, you even have it outlined. Let me grab the paper that you have. You have it here. Sincerely, because that's how you end a letter. So I'm going to write sincerely and my name down here. So, sincerely, and down a little bit more, Aaron, Mrs. Colma. I can put Mrs. Colma. And there it is. So I'm going to lift this up just a little bit so you can see the sincerely. So you have sincerely, Mrs. Colma. And that is my letter to a founding father. So you're going to look at that, you're going to pick George Washington or Thomas Jefferson. You're going to pick a fact. You're going to pick an accomplishment. Again, the facts are on this side. The accomplishments are on this side. And then you're going to write a question you would ask, and then you're going to write your letter with your fact, your accomplishment, and asking your question to this founding father. This is a day that the assignment is due, so please have mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, or even you yourself take a picture, text it, or email it to me, okay? That's it for today. Make sure you're finishing your iReady assessments. Make sure you're trying your best to finish the year strong. I hope to see you guys at office hours tomorrow.